Welcome to the FSM Sales Confessional, the show where real sales reps share their toughest struggles completely anonymously, from losing big clients to clashing with management or just feeling stuck. This is your space to be real. Each episode, I pick a few letters that hit hard, and I respond with honest, tactical advice to help you move forward. No fluff, just real talk. Welcome to the FSM Sales Confessional. This is the first go around. This is unbelievable, by the way. So thank you, Promo Corner, for this opportunity. If you are a sales rep, a sales manager, or anyone in this industry carrying the weight of it all, you are in the right place. I had this idea earlier this year because I started noticing something. Sales reps were struggling, and we are struggling, but they're doing it quietly. They're burned out. Sales reps feel unsupported, stretched thin, and dealing with things that go way deeper than commissions or close rates. I spent the last 4 years, a huge blessing in my life as a sales coach in this industry, building my own tactical sales academy. I call it field training, and coaching over 1,000 people last year, actually. So amazing. Again, such a huge blessing in my life. I realized that people really trust me, and they open up to me, they unload, and I take that seriously. I wanted to create a place and a space, really, where that trust had a platform, a place where reps could write in anonymously and get real answers. No fluff, just direct, real tactical advice, no buzzwords. I wanted to give away advice really rooted in truth and lived experience. So, in all fairness, I'm going to let you guys know up front how this is going to go, all right? With that being said, I'm not doing this alone. There's no way I could. Joining me from time to time are going to be two powerhouse consultants in my life that I just depend on and love them dearly. Dr. Bianca. She's a trauma expert who specializes in workplace mental health, PTSD recovery, and building resilience. She helps people regulate, refocus, and rebuild from the inside out. And then retired Orange County Detective Mark Jackson, my nickname for him, he calls me Blue. I call him Blue. He's a retired detective. He's a Marine as well. And he is now serving as the director of global security for a large operation. He knows what it means to lead under pressure, navigate chaos, and maintain discipline when everything feels out of control. And fun fact, Mark Jackson Blue, he actually married my wife and I. He ordained our wedding 2 years ago. So very blessed to have him in my life. But how this is going to work is when a letter comes in that's outside of my lane, I'm calling them in the big guns. I don't want to guess any of this, right? I want to get it right for you guys. So my commitment to you is this show is for you. If you're a sales rep in this industry, customer service, marketing, sales leader, sales manager, if you're new, if you're a veteran, it doesn't matter, a distributor, supplier, service provider, you submit your letter anonymously. I've received, many of them. And again, people really trust me, and I'm so grateful to say that. So how this is going to work is you submit your letter anonymously. You'll find the link in my Instagram bio, and then I'm going to make sure it's plastered everywhere as well, and maybe in the episode description. But here's what's going to happen when you press send on that letter. I read every single letter. I pick 2 to 3 for each episode. And even if your letter is not chosen, I still want to find a way to reply and get you guys support, because you guys all deserve to be heard, all right? So with that being said, this is not just a show. This is a support line and lane for people who really get asked, are you okay? So you don't have to go it alone. We'll jump into it. I'm stoked. Let's dive into the first one. All right. And guys, I'm doing my best here, as a new sales coach, finding my voice. I leaned into one of my consultants on this one. And so, doing my best. And I really do hope this helps. All right. So here was the letter that came through. I have a client whose vision is constantly changing. I once did 20 plus creative presentations to end up with a basic item order, and I felt totally defeated. The account is national, and it's a multi-million-dollar account in sales. So saying no is just not an option. How do I stay motivated while being dragged through the mud? How do I set boundaries with the client while still providing exceptional service? Okay. First off, you are not alone. Being dragged through endless presentations, only to land off on a basic order happens more than people will admit, actually. This doesn't mean that you're stuck. It means that there's an opportunity to qualify your customers and the business differently ahead of time and give yourself a different strategic alignment than you have currently. Here's the path forward, okay? I would qualify the opportunity before you create. 20 plus creative decks tells me this wasn't qualified, maybe tight enough. The next time I would maybe slow down before you build, and I would do my best to understand, how does your customer even want to see new ideas from you? That could accelerate the sales cycle and the conversation for you. I would also want to understand, if you're working on 20 plus presentations, how is your client going to share these internally with their team to make a decision or get back to you? Basically, once you give them those decks, what happens behind your back? That matters. And knowing that will accelerate your sales cycle. I would also, before I present 20 plus decks, just to keep your motivation. You'll keep your motivation if you stay in control. And you can stay in control by asking your customer, does it even make sense that I show you tech? Does it make sense that we talk about custom packaging? Does it make sense that we talk about office supplies? Does it make sense that we talk about signage? I think once you get their buy-in and ask that right question, you'll probably have the proper strategic alignment. And I don't think you'll be spending all this time on 20 plus decks, I also think another question and another approach you could take if you find yourself in this boat, just ask your clients, what am I not showing you that you've been hoping to see? So without answers to those, I wouldn't build anything. And for the folks that know me and come through my sales academy, I hate having my time wasted. And that is because I translated surviving a mass shooting into a sales perspective. We will never get time back. So don't waste your own time and don't waste other people's time either. Okay. Also, I would probably pre-align again how your clients really want to see new ideas, because those 20 plus decks keep triggering, oh my gosh, that's a lot of time and dedication, right? So I would ask up front, how do you want me to bring you new ideas moving forward? I would probably ask them again, how do you want to see new ideas from me? And I would really dial in on that question. How do you share the information I give you with your team internally to make decisions? I would also do my best before you create anything or send out a sample. I would probably, and you said it was a multi-million-dollar account, I would do my best to probably put a dollar value on what you think is realistically there, meaning where is the business truly coming from in 2025? Where is that revenue really coming from? What categories, right? I would say define what the customer is worth between now and the end of the year. You got a few months left. I would map out exactly where the business is going to come from. And then I would make your decks based off of that. That's more realistic. I would think about the gaps and the voids in the relationship. What are you not talking about? What are you not selling them? And then I would absolutely make decks based off of that. With that being said, stay motivated again, like I mentioned, by taking control. Motivation, I've learned, is going to come, from you owning the process, not reacting to it. And 20 plus decks is probably a reaction, not owning the process. So I would lead with discovery. I would protect yourself. I would lead with research. I would qualify everything. And that's how you're going to have the proper strategic alignment. And I guess, like, bonus tip, profile your client every quarter. 4 times a year. Profile and realign yourself every quarter. So with a client whose vision constantly is shifting, I would make quarterly profiling a part of your routine for sure. Every 90 days, I would schedule a check-in, and I would probably be asking questions like, is there anything that I could be doing for you that I'm not? Is there anything with your brand that's new that I don't know? Can I get a copy of your event or activation calendar? Or if you have the calendar, I would ask, is there any changes to the existing calendar? If they're having all these shifts, I would say, do your best to stay in control, which means if you do that, your motivation will, I think, stay high. Also, ask your clients hard, direct questions. Ask this question. It's so great. I love this question. Where do you feel you and I have the most opportunity to realistically collaborate between now and the end of summer or over summer or end of the year? Put a time frame on there. All right. When vision changes often, and it sounds like with your client that's happening, you need to stay ahead, right? You have to stay in the driver's seat. And I think quarterly conversations where you're revisiting, asking them hard, direct questions, and putting a dollar value on what you think is realistically there, is probably going to keep you proactive and not reactive. If you're not sure, whoever you are, if you're not sure how to do that, reach out to me. LinkedIn, Instagram, I'll give you my formula. Whoever you are, I actually have a formula where you can profile your customers. So I hope that helps. Okay. That was the first one. Ooh, first episode. Okay, you guys. All right. I'm nervous, but let's go. All right. Second letter. All right. Second letter. All right. I'm a serial quota achiever, but the sales goals for me have been set for 3 years now at triple what my colleagues are asked to meet. If I was held to the same standard as them, I'd be on cloud 9. And right now I'm just absolutely crushing it. Expectations, and he or she is not earning bonuses. I'm falling short every quarter by just this, not this much, and I'm deflated. Guys, I became a sales coach because I don't like hearing when sales reps say this. It bothers me. I don't want any of you guys to feel deflated. So here's their question. What advice do you have to stop feeling resentful of my teammates and start advocating for myself and all the good things that I'm doing? Okay. Dear pole vaulter. That's what you called your salutation. All right. Okay. Yeah, I hate when I hear sales reps feel deflated. I hear you. And when the bar is set higher for you, higher than your peers, right? Resentment is going to be natural. Okay. I've actually been there myself. But this is a leadership and a business alignment issue. This is not a personnel shortcoming. This is not a shortcoming in that way. Here's how I would maybe shift your mindset a little bit. Okay. Qualify all of your targets. I would start shipping away your top 3 to 5 customers. Don't burn yourself out. And then start shipping away your bottom 2 to 5 customers. Who's not engaged with you? Who's not buying from you? Who haven't you talked to in 30, 60 days? And I would ask yourself, what's realistically here? Can I put a dollar value on these customers? And from there, we might be able to figure out why your quota could be higher, Also, I would go back to my leader and maybe know the answer. I would ask if this business has been profiled and qualified. If not, you have to do that. I would go to your numbers. I have a formula for this. Whoever you are, if you want to reach out, I do have a formula. I'll tell you the formula right now, okay? I would go to this person. I go to this account's numbers from last year. Pull their numbers. What did this customer brand or whoever buy from you last year? Grab their numbers. I would run to the internet. I would plug this customer's name into Google 2024 revenue. 9 out of 10 times the company's revenue pops up. And then I would go to the internet again and I would search average marketing spend for this industry. Just do quick math. It'll give you a quick range of what they're spending behind your back. So pair that with the number they gave you last year, the number they could be maybe-ish spending. That tells you maybe what the potential is. So if you were given these accounts with a higher goal, then maybe this business has been qualified. I don't know, but I would dig deep and ask. And if it hasn't been profiled, if there hasn't been a dollar value assigned to what's realistically here and potential, I think that there's probably a gap there. So I would say there's a disconnect for sure. I would say from there, building some sort of a strategic plan around the gaps with your leader would probably help you feel like you're not chasing a bunch of scattered wins. And, I would say growing the business category by category is the way to go. Again, I'm gonna lean into this, and you guys that know me probably hear me say this quite a bit. Look for the gaps and the voids in the business. What are you not talking about? That's the easiest way to grow the business. So I would go category by category and figure out what these top customers and bottom customers are not buying from you. And I would turn around and bring that up. That becomes your re-engagement. And I think you'll start seeing some pretty fast growth there. So again, I would consider what they're not buying from you and really the voids that you can fill for them. I would probably focus my sales opportunities where the opportunities are real, meaning, look for the gaps and the voids, call that out. And that's probably where the realistic potential is going to be. I would also advocate up for yourself. I would ask for strategic support on this one. I don't want any sales rep, excuse me, to feel deflated. That leads to burnout, and I hate seeing that. That's why I'm here. Whether the target is realistic or not for you, you definitely need leadership engaged, I think. I would just sit down with my leaders and probably say something like, hey, I've mapped out the business. I put a dollar value on what I think is realistically here. I see what they could be possibly spending behind our backs. I need some help from you to close the gaps. Just ask for that, right? That is not complaining. That is leading up and driving alignment. As far as staying motivated, I hear you. You're going to lose motivation when you feel like the process is random, like, I'm shooting arrows in the dark. That's what's happening, maybe. I don't want that for you. So I would say play around with the formula I gave you. Grab the business they gave you last year in dollars. Maybe you're looking at their revenue on the internet. Maybe you're looking at what their average marketing spend is for the industry, and combine those two things and try and give yourself a roadmap. Well, knowing that they gave me that last year, knowing they spend this-ish in the industry, I think I can get another $50,000 out of them this year, or another 100 grand, or maybe I'm way off and wow, I'm not getting any of the business really. So I would say qualify your targets by putting a realistic potential on what could be there. Focus on prospecting, which is to me research and discovery, and that could be looking at data, looking at what they're not buying from you. That could be jumping to the internet, looking at their numbers and what's going on with them. But I do believe strategic alignment and profiling and qualifying is going to equal less rejection. It's just going to protect you because you're going to be talking about the right things. I know, and missing quota month to month is brutal. So I'm sorry, whoever you are. I've been there and I feel the frustration with you. But here's the truth. There's likely money being left on the table. There has to be. So I need you to trust me on this one. Go to your top customers, 2 to 3 customers, maybe 2 to 5. Go to your bottom 3 to 5 customers. Look at the numbers. What are they not buying from you? Go talk to them about what they're not buying from you. Bring that up. Hey, you're not buying signage from me. Does it make sense that we talk about that? Just go ask for the business. If I were in your shoes, I'd pull the data for all my customers and I would look at what they're not buying from me and I would go attack for sure. There's nothing wrong with you going back and saying, hey, I am committed to this partnership. I noticed that you're not using me for signage, or you're not using us for apparel, or you're not using me for whatever it is. How can I earn that business? Or how can I learn more about that business? So I think this approach is probably going to open doors. And the approach I mean is you doing the research, discovery, profiling, qualifying, which is putting a dollar value on your customer. You doing that is going to open doors and you're in the driver's seat. You'll probably have stickier relationships because your customers are going to feel like something's tailored. And when sales reps do discovery on their customers and research and profile them and qualify them, you're not only giving your client an enhanced experience, but you're demonstrating your commitment to them. You're showing I'm committed. I'm totally committed to you. All right. So I think that with that being said, not hitting your numbers is I'm sorry for that, but I think there's an opportunity to jump into your top customers, bottom customers who you're not engaged with, who's not engaged with you, and probably looking for the gaps and the voids. What are you not talking about? What's in your blind spot? What are they not buying from you? And I'd go bring that up because I want you to hit your quota. And that might be the fastest way to do that, which is talking about the gaps and the voids. Okay. All right. That was, I hope this is helping. Okay. All right. Letter number 3. All right, letter number three. Letter number three. Goodness gracious. All right, this one cracked me up. The name, Big Girl Pants. All right. Okay, I've been in the promo space for over 20 years. With the last 20 years, I moved to an account manager space to help save a very large national account. With that, I let go of my current accounts and after COVID, many of my contacts moved. I am now in my late 50s and now with another promo company. The last company was going through some financial distress. I'm now working on rebuilding a whole new client base. What am I doing? I ask myself this every morning when I put on my big girl pants and hit the phone and networking, etc. I'm not a guru on social media, although I post almost every single day. I have been at it for almost 2 months, and with this new company, and they are very, very willing to provide what I need, but they're not a collaborative organization. Some love that. I need connection and energy from others. So here's the question. I wish I knew, I guess. It's mainly I need to know. I'm not alone trying to regrow and build a new brand. It isn't easy. How do I utilize what buyers are wanting in this day and time? Email, phone call, or LinkedIn message? All right, guys, thank you for opening up to me. I'll say it again, I'm going rogue for a minute here. I feel that I'm destined to be here to help sales reps find the best version of themselves. I've gone through something in life where over 30 strangers trusted me in an instant. And that's where I really found my voice to serve others. And I recognize that people really trust me. So these letters take me back. So thank you for trusting me. It's very humbling. So, okay. Big girl pants on. Let's dive in. You're not alone for sure. This is real. And I know it's hard. And rebuilding a book of business after 20 plus years takes exactly what you're already showing, which is grit, adaptability, and daily consistency, obviously. So I guess let's just make it more strategic. Email, phone, or LinkedIn? Which one works best? Simple answer. They all do. They're all fantastic. Each have a role depending on your relationship and your customer's style. Goes back to my question, asking your customers how they want to see new ideas. How do you want to hear from me? How do you like to communicate? How often do you want to see me? How often do you want to hear from me? I loved asking my clients that because they all had a different answer. Some of my top buyers, when I was a distributor, wanted me to text them ideas. Just text me links. So I was accelerating my own sales cycle by going, cool, I don't have to put a deck together for you. Here you go. So I would say it's really also what your customers prefer, right? But anyways, email, I love email, right? Great for recaps, details, sample, decision-making, re-engagement for sure. Which re-engagement, my modern word for follow-up. Follow-up is outdated. Sounds like you're going to the doctor. Re-engagement. All right, phone, really good for real connection, fast answers, and obviously relationship building. When you hear somebody's voice, there's an emotional connection to it. You hear their laugh, you laugh together. There's bonding happening, right? So phone's really good for that. LinkedIn, love LinkedIn. Shout out to LinkedIn. Visibility for sure. Thought leadership, right? And definitely quick check-ins. If you want to send a direct message or use video or something, you can do that. I think the key is to ask your customers though, right? How do you prefer I bring you new ideas? Do you prefer LinkedIn? Maybe the relationship started there. Maybe they want to keep it there. Maybe they hate email. I don't know. I hate email. I love when people hit me up on Instagram and LinkedIn. Amazing. Also email recaps. They might prefer that. Or ask them, do you want to jump on a call? Do you prefer that? I would also ask, how do you want to see new ideas from me? Do you always want to jump on a call for 10 to 15 minutes so I can demo what I'm about to hand you over? Or do you want me to just kick you an email? And then I would ask that question. Once I give you this quote, once I give you this virtual, once I give you this storyboard or presentation, whatever you call it, what does your customer do with it? What do you do with it? What goes on behind my back? Who do you share this with? How do you share it with them? Do you text it? Do you email it? Do you jump into a meeting? Do you present it to them? Are you representing what I presented to you? If so, let me present it to everybody. So I would say ask the customer, and whatever they tell you, that's your lane. So if your customer says, I want you to text me links, that's your lane with that customer. But his colleague might say, I want an old school PDF. old school PDF. So I would say it's really up to your comfort level with the customer. For a long time, and I'll just be real. I hope it's okay that I say this, but for a long time, after surviving a mass shooting, I didn't really talk to people. I just hid behind a computer. I was just emailing people. That was my comfort level. So I'm just saying that because think about your comfort level too, right? It's all about you and what makes you comfortable. So if you like email, build up your confidence there. So I just, with that, turning your post every day into revenue, posting every day is really valuable for sure. But I think you got to push that content too, for sure. So don't wait for your customers to find your content. When you post something valuable, something I do, I love doing this, is I put it out there. I send a DM. I'll send it to somebody. Hey, I thought about you when I posted this. Take a look. Love doing that. Or I email the link. I'll grab the LinkedIn link or the Instagram reel and I'll put it into an email. Hey, I thought this could, we talked about this. I thought this could support your team. So I'm also driving people to my social media pages because that's where I prefer to talk to people. So I would say give your content a little personal touch, a little nudge. And I think in regards to what buyers want right now, and I'll just kind of get to this, solutions, solve their problems, right? That will give you strategic alignment. So you can't just rely on suppliers. I don't know who you are, but I'm just saying you can't just rely on suppliers, right? To tell you what to pitch. Heck no. Do not do that. You will fail. All right. You have got to do the research on your customers, on their industry, go shopping for pain points you can solve. And then I would say pull your order history. If it's a customer, existing, former customer, what did they not buy from you? Look for the gaps. What are they not buying from you? And then I would align your outreach with that reality, right? So I would solve the problems, talk about the gaps and the relationships. And I think that's how you answer what buyers want right now. It's all going to be different. So tailor everything, right? And I think just a real quick, an example outreach of that could be, hey, I know that your industry is dealing with this right now. How are you managing that? Or are you guys encountering that? Or just flat out saying, I can solve this for you. Can I earn time on your calendar? That's how you find out what buyers want right now. They'll tell you. That's relevance, by the way, as well. And that's what buyers are going to respond to is relevance. Woo! I think that's it. Okay. 3 letters. I'm going to continue picking 2 to 3 letters. Email your letters in. I'm going to do my best to get you guys solid advice. I hope this is helpful. Like I mentioned, I'm going to keep reading every single letter. And I promise I'll do my best to get you guys a response when I can, however I can. And keep submitting. Don't hold back. Whatever you guys are carrying, I'm here and I'm committed to this industry and I'm committed to you guys. I'm not just giving advice. I want to give support that, moves the needle for you guys. So huge thanks to Promo Corner for the opportunity. I'm so grateful to serve the industry in a new way. And I guess that's it. I'm done and I'll see you in the next one. All right. Thanks. Bye. I don't know if this ended or not.